Remember the first time you heard Sheldon announce Bazinga, or saw Penny breeze into Leonard and Sheldon's living room like she owned the place. The Big Bang Theory wasn't just a sitcom, it became a cultural phenomenon. Over 279 episodes, fans around the world fell in love with a ragtag crew of scientists whose awkward brilliance collided with everyday life. From Spock-style logic to white boards scrawled with equations, the show delivered laughs and surprisingly relatable moments. But after the series finale aired in May 2019, the question on every fan's mind has been the same: where are these actors now? Let's dive into the journey of each main cast member, how they've evolved, the projects that followed, and the surprises waiting around their next creative corner. Whether you binged reruns or quote lines by heart, get ready for an insider's look at post-TBBT life. We'll explore who landed major film roles, which stars pivoted into producing, who found new TV homes, and the personal milestones that turned headlines. This isn't merely a recap, it's a forward-looking map to careers in motion, with lessons in reinvention and staying power. First up, Jim Parsons, a name forever linked to Sheldon Cooper's idiosyncratic genius. Parsons earned 4 Emmys for his performance, embodying a character whose social cluelessness masked a heart of scientific gold. But Sheldon was just the start. Fresh off the series finale, Parsons dove into Broadway, starring in The Boys in the Band and conjuring fresh layers of vulnerability on stage. Critics raved that he traded quirk for emotional depth, proving his range extended far beyond a single role. Parsons didn't stop at acting. In 2020, he lent his voice to the animated film Playmobil, the movie, and starred in the Netflix dramedy Hollywood, earning nominations for his nuanced depiction of a studio executive. Behind the scenes, he's become a producer too, backing offbeat comedies and championing LGBTQ+ stories, an intentional shift reflecting his activism and new creative ambitions. On the personal front, Parsons married his partner Todd Spiewak in 2017. Together they co-founded That's Wonderful Productions, focused on uplifting diverse voices, and sealed Parsons' status as both star and industry influencer. Next, Johnny Galecki, who inhabited Leonard Hofstadter's sweet but stressed persona with perfect timing. After the show wrapped, Galecki stepped into lead roles on indie films like A Dog's Purpose, showcasing a softer, more introspective screen presence. He also returned to the stage in a revival of A Christmas Carol, earning praise for balancing humor with genuine emotional weight, an echo of his years navigating Leonard's neuroses. Beyond acting gigs, Galecki took a page from his former TV family. In 2021, he produced and starred in Room 104, an anthology series that explored bizarre, darkly comic stories set in a single motel room. The series let him flex both comedic timing and dramatic nuance, earning a cult following among genre fans. Off-camera, Galecki has been private, but made headlines for philanthropic work with children's hospitals, quietly donating time and funds to support pediatric research. Kaylee Cuoco, the girl next door with catchphrases like "Ow," and a smile that lit up every scene, has arguably undergone the most dramatic makeover. Gone are Penny's surfer blonde waves, in their place stands a powerhouse producer and leading lady. In 2020, she launched Yes Norman Productions, immediately scooping a blind deal with HBO Max. Her hit series The Flight Attendant not only starred her as a champagne-fueled flight attendant caught in a murder mystery, but also earned her Golden Globe and Emmy nods for dramatic performance. Proof that her range goes far beyond sitcom shenanigans. Cuoco has since expanded her producer credits to include Harley Quinn, an animated DC series that won critical acclaim for its dark humor and feminist twist. She voices the titular anti-hero, melding showrunning responsibilities with vocal performance. On the personal side, she announced an amicable split in 2022 from fellow executive producer Tom Pelphrey, staying close friends and co-parents to their dog Ruby. With nearly $100 million net worth and an ever-expanding RA sum, Cuoco illustrates how to pivot from in-front-of-camera talent to an in-demand production powerhouse. Simon Helberg and Kunal Nayyar rounded out the core quartet as Howard Wolowitz and Raj Kuthrapalli. Helberg parlayed Howard's mechanical geekiness into roles in quirky films like Florence Foster Jenkins, where he starred opposite Meryl Streep, and lent his voice to animated features such as Kung Fu Panda 3. In 2022, he co-wrote and starred in We'll Never Have Paris, a semi-autobiographical comedy that blends his real-life romance with nuanced humor. Nayyar, who portrayed Raz's affable awkwardness, took a theatrical route, headlining Broadway's Waitress from 2019 to 2020, before producing documentaries focused on environmental issues in India. He's become an in-demand voice actor too, contributing to projects like Trolls World Tour and endless animation gigs. Nayyar also co-founded Vaga, a digital media venture spotlighting South Asian creatives. His career path underscores a shift toward behind-the-scenes storytelling and representation initiatives. After spotlighting the original six, it's time to turn our attention to the powerhouse women who rounded out the Big Bang Theory's ensemble, Mayim, Bialik, and Melissa Rauch. Both actresses leveraged their sitcom success into diverse careers, one pivoting to hosting and advocacy, the other to producing and big-screen comedy. First, Mayim Bialik, the neurobiologist turned actor who stepped into Amy Farrah Fowler's heels with impeccable comedic chemistry. When Amy first appeared in Season 3, fans didn't know what to expect from Sheldon's romantic partner, but Mayim instantly made the role her own. Behind the scenes, she was already a real-life PhD in neuroscience, giving her a unique perspective on Amy's obsessive brilliance. After the series finale, Bialik didn't simply ride off into guest star oblivion. She parlayed her dual passions for science and storytelling into a thriving media presence. Within months of wrapping her final TBBT episode in 2019, Bialik published 2 best-selling books on parenting and mental health, blending research-backed advice with candid humor. She launched a podcast, Mayim's Breakdown, interviewing experts on everything from neurodiversity to social-emotional learning, conversations that drew her existing fanbase deeper into issues Amy Farrah Fowler might tackle in her day job at Caltech. Bialik also became an outspoken advocate for women in STEM, partnering with nonprofits to fund scholarships and speaking at major science conferences. Her social media presence, brimming with lab coats one day and family recipes the next, reinforced that she remains as multifaceted as her character. Perhaps the most surprising twist in Bialik's post-TBBT story, however, came in 2021 when she joined the quiz show circuit, first as a guest celebrity on Jeopardy, then as occasional guest host. Her poise under the studio lights didn't go unnoticed. When longtime host Alex Trebek's chair finally needed a rotating roster of presenters, executives tapped Bialik to helm special tournaments. Viewers applauded her warm rapport with contestants and knack for crisp delivery, proof that her acting chops translate seamlessly into hosting. Rumor has it the Jeopardy! Team is considering her for more permanent duties once the celebrity tour concludes, making her one of the only actors in pop culture history to earn Emmys, publish scientific literature, and host one of television's most revered quiz shows. Meanwhile, Melissa Rauch, our favorite pint-sized microbiologist Bernadette Rostenkowski, followed a different trajectory. Bernadette's deceptively sweet voice masked a ferrofluid temper. Rauch channeled that contrast into a career balancing blockbuster comedies with solo creative ventures. Shortly after Season 12 wrap, she turned heads in feature films like The Bronze and Sherlock Gnomes, proving her big screen presence could match her Broadway-level bravado. In 2022, she co-wrote and starred in I Want You Back, opposite Charlie Day and Jenny Slate, a romantic comedy that drew on her knack for retorts sharper than Bernadette's lab scalpel. Off-screen, Rauch's ambitions unfolded behind the camera. In 2020, she launched the Tone Projects, a production company focused on female-driven comedies and uplifting ensemble casts. Its first greenlit series, a half-hour workplace sitcom about a pastry chef navigating viral video fame, wrapped principal photography in 2023 and is poised for a 2024 streaming debut. Rauch serves as creator-writer, an occasional cameo cementing her reputation as a creative force unafraid to tackle both sweet setups and snarky surprises. On the personal front, Rauch and her husband, fellow actor Winston Rauch, welcomed their first child in 2017 and another in 2021, moments she shares selectively on social media. Her decisions to prioritize family without sacrificing creative output resonate in Bernadette's storyline, where motherhood and career growth strike a delicate balance. By weaving her real-life experiences into new projects, Rauch sustains the authenticity that fans adored on TBB. With the primary cast explored, the ripple effect of The Big Bang Theory extends beyond its leads. Consider Laura Spencer, who played Emily Sweeney, Raj's brief but memorable love interest. After a 2-season arc, Spencer stepped into sci-fi fantasy on the L-Word Generation Q & Co. starred in the horror anthology Tales of Halloween. Each role underscores her knack for blending quirk with edge, a career choice echoing Emily's blend of macabre hobbies and genuine heart. Similarly, Sarah Gilbert, who guest-starred as Leslie Winkle in early seasons, returned to her roots as an executive producer on The Talk and Why Women Kill. Her pivot from acting to producing and hosting underscores how TBT alumni often parlayed brief arcs into major behind-the-camera roles. Gilbert's knack for candid conversation carries the same warmth she brought to Leslie's deadpan delivery, proof that comedic timing isn't limited to punchlines. Meanwhile, Christine Baranski's cameo as Leonard's mother, Beverly Hofstadter, became a highlight consumers requested perennially. After a string of guest spots, Baranski earned multiple Emmy nominations, then reprised the role in the spin-off series Young Sheldon, which gives viewers a deeper dive into young Sheldon's family dynamics. Her career trajectory, from Tony Awards to Emmy nods, shows how TBBT's layered characters offered fertile ground for actors to expand their profiles. Speaking of spin-offs, the show that carried TBBT's legacy forward, Young Sheldon, has its own Where Are They Now story. Ain Armitage, the precocious 10-year-old portraying Sheldon Cooper's childhood, has already reprised his role for 7 seasons, while Zoe Perry and Lance Barber shine as youthful George and Mary Cooper. Recurring TBBT star Annie Potts pops up as Meemaw, and you can't ignore that Mayim Bialik has made strategic returns as adult Sheldon's wife, merging timelines with cross-generational casting. For many fans, Young Sheldon has become a parallel career path for TBBT alumni, providing invitations for familiar faces to step into fresh narratives. Lastly, let's not forget the techno-savvy trio's silent MVP Kevin Sussman, who played Stuart Bloom, the perpetually hopeful comic shop owner. After TBBT ended, Sussman wrote and produced independent comedies, toured one-man shows on improv stages, and co-hosted a popular podcast on comic book culture. His evolution from awkward side character to multi-platform creative exemplifies how even supporting actors leveraged the show's clout to forge sustained careers. From Jim Parsons' industry reshaping to Laura Spencer's genre hops, The Big Bang Theory's stars have embraced a breadth of opportunities. Film, television, stage, podcasting, advocacy, and entrepreneurship. Their collective journeys reveal a blueprint for sustaining fame. Diversify your craft, align projects with personal values, and maintain the authentic spark that first endeared you to audiences. In the next section, we'll examine how the show's cultural impact endures through fan conventions, streaming revivals, and the mimetic life of Bazinga, ensuring TBBT remains more than a nostalgic rewatch. Even years after its finale in May 2019, The Big Bang Theory has refused to fade quietly into the sitcom archive. Its signature catchphrases, Bazinga, soft kitty, warm kitty, and holy crap on a cracker, have transcended screen boundaries and seeped into everyday speech. Viral compilations of Sheldon's deadpan eyebrow raises or Howard's over the top wardrobe choices still rack up millions of views on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, while new fans discover the series through algorithm-driven recommendations. Online challenges encourage users to reenact Penny's hop across the couch dance or Leonard's perfunctory greeting to new neighbors, sparking cross-generational engagement that keeps the show perpetually relevant. This enduring popularity fuels a thriving convention circuit that brings TBBT back to life in auditoriums packed with cap-wearing fans and comic geek families. At San Diego Comic-Con and smaller regional expos, themed panels draw thousands. Inside these rooms, cast members share behind-the-scenes anecdotes, read unaired bloopers, and invite contest winners onstage to reenact their favorite scenes. One highlight, Bazinga Live, an interactive trivia showdown where attendees compete in teams to name every physicist Sheldon ever mentioned. Holographic camos, Jim Parsons duding with a live Penny hologram, add a futuristic twist, blending nostalgia with cutting-edge tech to create memorable fan experiences. Meanwhile, streaming platforms report consistent binge-watching spikes whenever TBBT episodes trend in user interfaces. After departing Netflix, the series seamlessly migrated to Max, where it remains among the top 5 most streamed sitcoms years on. Data shows that roughly 60% of viewers navigate to other geek staples, like Young Sheldon, Stargate, or Rick and Morty, immediately after finishing an episode. Amazon Prime's Nerdvana bundle pairing TBT with science documentaries and gaming shows further cements its role as the cornerstone of modern nerd culture. In non-English markets, localized memes and dubbed catchphrase parodies underscore how the show's humor transcends language barriers. Indian fans craft TikToks reenacting Raj's muteness around women, while Brazilian cosplayers bring entire episodes to life at anime expos. The merchandising ecosystem around TBBT is equally robust. Legio released a meticulously detailed Central Perk-style set of Sheldon and Leonard's apartment, complete with blue chairs, whiteboard scribbles, and a collectible Stuart Mini figure behind the comic store counter. Clothing lines feature physics equations woven into hoodies and pajama sets stamped with Sheldon's spot on the couch. Board games like Big Bang Trivia Challenge pit players against categories ranging from quantum mechanics to sitcom history. Even the food industry got in on the action. A limited edition pizza chain rolled out the half-decent dozen pepperoni pie with green olive Bazinga accents and boxes printed in the font used for episode titles. Each product becomes a tangible emblem of TBBT's world, allowing fans to carry a piece of Pasadena physics into their daily routines. Outside of commerce, academic studies highlight the Big Bang Theory's surprising impact on STEM engagement. Researchers at the University of Michigan found that high school students exposed to the series were twice as likely to report an interest in physics or engineering careers. Professors note that freshman college lectures often open with references to the show's whiteboard equations, using humor to demystify complex concepts. A 2021 survey by the STEM Education Coalition dubbed this phenomenon the Sheldon effect, crediting the series with helping physics departments reverse declining enrollment trends. College radio still hosts weekly Nerd Night broadcasts that play TBBT episode clips alongside academic jingles, reinforcing the series' role as both entertainment and educational catalyst. Young Sheldon, the official prequel spin-off, further extends TBBT's legacy. With 7 seasons under its belt, the show explores Sheldon Cooper's formative years through the lens of a Texas family that can't quite keep up with his big-brained antics. When adult Sheldon's narration voice, Jim Parsons, surfaces for special crossover scenes, social feeds light up with excitement. Guest shots by Mayim Bialik as Amy, and recurring cameos by Christine Baranski as Meemaw create interwoven moments of nostalgia and fresh storytelling. Young Sheldon earns its own critical acclaim, demonstrating that the Cooper family saga can thrive in multiple eras without losing the core warmth or scientific humor that endeared viewers to the original. Podcast networks have also created complementary content. The Big Podcast Theory invites original writers, directors, and occasional guest stars to dissect each episode, share unaired pilot scripts, and recount how a last-minute line change introduced Penny's signature, "Oh, reaction." Bazinga Breakdown features spirited debates over the show's best physics references or which actor nailed the comedic timing for Chandler's Style one-liners when guest starring in crossover events. Listeners binge these companion podcasts to deepen their appreciation, forging second-generation fan communities that pore over every nuance, riff on fan theories, and even script alternative endings to timeless episodes. Fan fiction and indie web series further illustrate TBBT's generative power. On Archive of Our Own, story threads imagine Leonard and Penny exploring parenthood, or Sheldon and Amy embarking on interstellar research projects, sometimes even crossing paths with the young Sheldon crew in inventive timelines. At conventions, cosplayers don full costume ensembles representing up to 10 characters, original series, spin-off, and animated cameo vignettes, demonstrating the global scope of the fandom. Virtual watch parties equipped with synchronized chat overlays turn solitary viewing into collective celebration, replete with custom emojis, live polls, and karaoke sing-alongs to theme riffs. Even reunion rumors refuse to quiet down. Each anniversary of the series finale reignites speculation. Will a TBT cast table read for charity bring them back together? Could a one-off special reunite the gang for an all-new experiment in Sheldon's garage? Though producers remain coy, Keen-eyed fans sniff out every social media geotag and industry trade tease. For now, these whispers continue to fuel the collective imagination, proving that the Big Bang Theory's universe remains open-ended. As long as fans continue quoting, cosplaying, and convening both in person and online, TBBT will endure not merely as a beloved rerun but as a living, evolving cultural phenomenon. Even as reruns keep Sheldon, Penny, and the gang alive for new fans and old alike, the cast of The Big Bang Theory barreled into 2024 with an array of exciting projects. From voiceover roles to major network hosting gigs, each actor has embraced fresh opportunities that both honor and transcend their TBT personas. In this section, we'll spotlight what Jim Parsons, Johnny Galecki, Kaylee Coco, Simon Helberg, Kunal Nayyar, Mayim Bialik, and Melissa Rauch are up to this year, and tease a few updates on the beloved supporting players. Jim Parsons has remained a fixture on stage, kicking off the year with a leading role in the Netflix series The Last Polymath, portraying a reclusive mathematician drawn back into academia by a cryptic theorem. Audiences will spot his voice in DreamWorks' upcoming animated feature Cosmos Crew, releasing this summer. Behind the camera, Parsons is executive producing an anthology of LGBTQ auteur films under That's Wonderful Productions, with at least 3 titles slated to premiere at film festivals in late 2024. Fans can expect Parsons to return to Broadway in a revival of Alexei K. Campbell's Pulitzer-nominated comedy, marking his first stage appearance since 2019. Johnny Galecki is back both in front of the camera and behind it. He recently wrapped principal photography on the mystery thriller series Hollow Earth, slated for AMC mid-year release, starring as a geologist unraveling subterranean secrets. Galecki also returns as producer-star on the next season of the anthology thriller Room 14, exploring the unsettling tales lodged within a single motel. Off-screen, he's quietly sculpted a not-for-profit foundation funding childhood cancer research, a cause he champions alongside private screenings of his latest films. Fans can catch him as a guest on late-night shows throughout spring and fall. Kaylee Coco continues to dominate both dramatic and animated realms. She is deep into production on The Flight Attendant Season 3 for HBO Max, promising higher stakes and new international locations. Meanwhile, Yes Norman Productions is behind 2 new projects, an untitled female-led thriller series set in Hollywood's golden age, and a dramedy pilot exploring the world of professional esports. On the voiceover front, Coco reprised Harley Quinn for Season 4 of the hit DC animated series, slated to debut on Max this winter. Off-camera, she's actively mentoring emerging female showrunners through her production company's incubator program. Simon Helberg has been building on Howard Wolowitz's inventiveness by selecting roles that blend humor with heart. In early 2024, he stars opposite Emma Stone in the romantic comedy The Last Hurts, due out in theaters this spring. He also returns to voice work as the lead character in Pixar's upcoming adventure film Omega's Quest. Coupled with that, Helberg co-wrote a new comedy pilot for Apple TV Plus about aspiring inventors in Silicon Valley, which is currently in development. When not on set, he's touring his one-man show Mixing It Up, where he shares anecdotes about parenthood, creativity, and life after TBBT. Kunal Nayyar has embraced the role of globe-trotting storyteller, producing and hosting EcoSound, a documentary series for National Geographic airing this summer that explores music traditions in endangered ecosystems. He continues voice acting as the lead narrator of the popular Disney series Time Tales and lends his voice to the next DreamWorks Dragons spin-off. Meanwhile, Nayyar's media venture Vaga is launching its first scripted anthology next fall, spotlighting South Asian narratives in Western pop culture. Fans can also catch him on the comedy stage, headlining clubs across North America this spring and fall with his stand-up tour de voice. Mayim Bialik and Melissa Rauch round out this year's highlights with equally ambitious agendas. Bialik can be found hosting special tournaments of Jeopardy! On ABC and launching her third book, Entering Adulthood, A Neurobiologist's Guide to Growth and Change, her most personal collection yet. She's also in development on a scripted drama loosely inspired by her neuroscience research. Rauch, meanwhile, is gearing up for the Tone Project's debut series to hit streaming in early 2024 and has a cameo in the upcoming ensemble winter comedy Snowbound Nights. Both actresses remain sought-after panelists at Women in STEM events and genre festivals worldwide. And what about the beloved supporting players? Ain Armitage has reprised Sheldon's youth in young Sheldon's 8th season and is starring in the indie thriller Nightlights later this year. Laura Spencer headlines the sci-fi series Space Between Stars on Sci-Fi, while Kevin Sussman continues his vibrant podcast Comics and Conversations alongside new guest interviews. Christine Baranski's Meemaw recently peaked again in young Sheldon specials, and Sarah Gilbert is developing a new late-night show. Together, these skillful actors prove that The Big Bang Theory's legacy extends far beyond Pasadena, into every corner of today's entertainment landscape. With 7 seasons of young Sheldon continuing to extend the franchise and a legion of devoted fans still quoting Bazinga, whispers of a full Big Bang Theory reunion refuse to die down. Industry insiders report that Warner Bros. Briefly explored a reunion film in 2022, commissioning a preliminary script to reunite Sheldon, Leonard, Penny, Amy, Howard, Raj, Bernadette, and the rest under one roof. According to one source, that script imagined the group gathering for a milestone birthday party, complete with scientific experiments gone awry, classic one-liners, and a cameo by Meemaw herself. Creative differences over tone and scheduling, however, shelved those plans for the moment, leaving fans hungry for any hint of a comeback. Meanwhile, cast members have participated in a series of one-off specials that tease what a full reboot might feel like. In March 2023, HBO Max released Behind the Bang, a 45-minute retrospective featuring roundtable interviews with the original 6. Jim Parsons and Johnny Galecki traded playful barbs about their toughest scenes, while Kaylee Cuoco revealed how Penny's iconic, while evolved over time. Simon Helberg and Kunal Nayyar participated via video link, and Mayim Bialik joined from a lab-styled set, complete with chemistry beakers. Clips of behind-the-cameras outtakes, bloopers, and early pilot footage underscored just how much chemistry fueled the show's success. Conventions continue to serve as de facto reunion points. At GalaxyCon 2022, the TBT Family Panel sold out an arena seating 10,000, with Parsons and Galecki spontaneously breaking into Sheldon, Leonard banner when asked about favorite wardrobe malfunctions. Melissa Rauch and Mayim Bialik co-hosted a science demo on stage reenacting Amy and Penny's karaoke night from Season 4. Fans reported moments of genuine surprise when Christine Baranski popped up, via hologram, to roast Stewart's comic shop advice, eliciting standing ovations. These live events reinforce that onstage magic never really dimmed. Even without a scripted special, the cast's natural rapport keeps audiences invested. On the small screen, cameo appearances have sparked fresh buzz. In a 2023 episode of Young Sheldon, adult Howard and Raj, portrayed via quick cuts of Simon Helberg and Kunal Nayyar in archival footage, were hinted at in a dream sequence cameo, prompting social feeds to light up with fan art imagining full adult actor returns. A 2024 gag on a CBS sitcom featured a cardboard cut out of Sheldon's spot on the couch, slyly nodding to the immeasurable cultural footprint of that little blue square. Every Easter egg buried in network comedies feeds speculation that producers are carefully gauging fan appetite for a broader revival. Technology also offers potential reunion pathways. Virtual table reads over Zoom hosted by Chuck Lorre and Bill Prady have attracted thousands of viewers. These charity events support causes like autism research and children's education. Periodic live-streamed script readings, sometimes featuring guest narrators filling in for cast members on hiatus, keep the fan community engaged while funding philanthropic initiatives. In late 2023, a Cook-Along with Bernadette virtual event raised funds for women in STEM, with Melissa Rauch leading a live-streamed pasta tutorial interspersed with classic Bernadette punchlines. These tech-driven gatherings hint at inventive formats that could one day scale into a reunion series. Producers have also explored spin-off concepts beyond Young Sheldon. A pilot script titled Stewart's World envisioned Kevin Sussman reprising his comic shop owner in a workplace comedy set in a larger multimedia entertainment complex, blending his world, Wary Stewart, with a quirky cast of new characters. Another concept, the Hofstadter theory, would have Leonard and Penny opening a research-themed coffee shop, complete with physics-inspired lattes. Neither pilot advanced to series, Yet the mere development of these ideas demonstrates how TBB's universe remains fertile ground for new stories. Behind the camera, showrunners Steve Holland and Stephen Molaro have continued collaborating on network comedies, often dropping subtle TBBT references into their newer work. In 2023's sitcom, Home Physics, for example, a softball, fun with flags episode mirroring Amy and Sheldon's spin-off made die-hard fans cheer at the homage. Writers' rooms across Hollywood echo with debates over whether to weave in a line about Sheldon's spot or reference Wolowitz's belt buckles, illustrating how deeply TBBT has embedded itself into TV writing culture. Merchandising continues to push boundaries too. In 2024, Lego followed up its apartment set with a Fun with Flags studio kit, complete with mini Sheldon and Amy, a green screen backdrop and assorted pun-filled flag props. Released a limited Bazinga 14 karat gold variant, swiftly selling out collector circles. A merchandising collaboration with ThinkGeek launched a line of physics-themed board games modeled on the show's iconic whiteboards, while high-end replica couch pillows, stamped with Sheldon's spot coordinates, became coveted decor pieces for fan-themed rooms. At theme parks, Comic Quest in Orlando debuted The Apartment Experience, an immersive walk-through of the original set. Guests can don lab coats, scribble equations on rented whiteboards, and snap selfies on the iconic couch. Sound-activated laugh tracks respond when visitors reenact famous lines, and actors hired as background extras mingle as Leonard's pizza delivery friends or Howard's engineering interns. These experiential attractions underscore how TBBT's world extends beyond screens into fully interactive realms. Academic interest shows no sign of waning. The Science and Sitcoms conference at UCLA in early 2024 featured panels dissecting TBBT's portrayal of geek culture, the accuracy of its quantum physics jokes, and its role in normalizing neurodiverse characters. University courses on media studies include modules on how the show balanced broad comedic tropes with niche scientific jargon, an approach now studied as a case study in successful genre blending. Scholarly articles published in peer-reviewed journals continue to cite TBBT when analyzing the intersection of entertainment and STEM outreach. Through all these initiatives, tentpole reunion rumors, live conventions, cameo homages, immersive attractions, and academic symposia, The Big Bang Theory remains an active cultural force. Its stars have scattered into myriad creative ventures, yet they circle back regularly through guest appearances, holographic cameos, and charity events, knitting one final truth: the show's resonance transcends its original run. In Section 6, we'll wrap up by examining the key lessons emerging from TBBT's enduring legacy, how its strategic blend of humor, heart, and geek culture offers a blueprint for franchise longevity in the modern entertainment ecosystem. In studying The Big Bang Theory's trajectory, from its witty pilot in 2007 to its ongoing cultural resonance in 2024, we uncover enduring lessons for any creative property seeking longevity in an ever-shifting media landscape. First and foremost is the power of a clear, consistent brand identity. TBBT knew exactly what it was: a sitcom about brilliant outsiders navigating life's everyday absurdities. That focus allowed writers to experiment with undefined boundaries, ensuring every plot twist still felt unmistakably Big Bang. Whether unveiling Sheldon's next quirk or weaving a physics joke into a punchline, the series maintained a cohesive tone that kept audiences returning season after season. Closely tied to brand consistency is the notion of balancing niche appeal with broad relatability. TBT celebrated scientific jargon and geek culture, whiteboards crammed with theoretical equations, debates over superhero lore, while grounding each episode in universal themes: friendship, romance, self-acceptance. This dual-layer approach opened doors hardcore science fans delighted in the in-jokes, while casual viewers connected with Leonard and Penny's on-again, off-again relationship. By weaving specificity into universal emotions, the show taught us that honoring a passionate core audience doesn't preclude reaching mass markets. In fact, it strengthens the connection by offering depth alongside heart. Another cornerstone of TBBT's blueprint was its multi-platform strategy. The prequel Young Sheldon, companion podcasts, convention events, themed merchandise, and immersive attractions all kept the property alive far beyond its network run. Each extension felt natural, spinning off a beloved side character, hosting writers on a podcast to unpack favorite episodes, or selling physics equation hoodies to fans. This cohesive ecosystem turned viewers into active participants, transforming passive consumption into community engagement. In a world of fleeting attention spans, offering multiple entry points across TV, live events, streaming, podcasts, gaming, and retail, ensures a franchise adapts to evolving audience habits. Central to that ecosystem is genuine fan interaction. TBT creators embraced conventions, hologram cameos, virtual watch parties, and interactive trivia experiences, nurturing a sense of belonging. By inviting fans to reenact scenes, submit story ideas, or participate in charity live reads, the series extended its narrative beyond the screen. This participatory ethos mattered. It signaled that the show valued its viewers' creativity, treating them as collaborators rather than mere consumers. Shows today can follow suit by designing built-in audience activations, social media challenges, live Q&As, crowdsourced plot polls to foster communal ownership of the story. Nostalgia played a vital role too. Call backs to classic one-liners, recurring motifs like Sheldon's soft kitty lullaby or the blue couch spot, and periodic reunions at expos created an ongoing dialogue with longtime fans. Simultaneously, the series injected fresh content, guest stars, spin-offs, charity specials, to prevent staleness. This rhythm of tradition plus novelty enabled TBBT to feel both comfortingly familiar and intriguingly new. It underscores the idea that a legacy property must honor its heritage while fearlessly evolving, striking the delicate balance between respect for what came before and exploration of uncharted territory. The cast's authentic off-screen report further amplified the show's longevity. Jim Parsons, Kaylee Coco, Johnny Galecki, and their co-stars leveraged their TBBT personas into real-world projects, Broadway plays, production companies, advocacy work, while retaining the genuine warmth fans associated with their characters. This authenticity bridged actor and role, reassuring viewers that their beloved stars remained relatable, not distant celebrities. Future franchises benefit by encouraging cast investment in spin-offs, podcasts, or charitable initiatives, fostering continuity that transcends scripted narratives. Technological adaptability proved equally indispensable. TBBT creators embraced streaming platform shifts, tapping into binge-watch culture. They produced interactive apps and leveraged holograms, licensing deals, and themed attractions. They monitored global social media trends to spawn localized memes in multiple languages. By remaining agile, testing new formats, adjusting distribution strategies, co-creating with fans, the franchise stayed relevant across generations. Creative properties can mirror this by building flexibility into contracts and production pipelines, allowing them to pivot swiftly to emerging platforms and fan behaviors. Beyond entertainment, TBBT's integration of philanthropy and advocacy offers additional insights. From charity table reads to on-stage STEM fundraisers, the property used its influence for social good. This dimension added purpose and elevated the show beyond mere escapism, engaging in causes aligned with the story's themes, notably STEM education and neurodiversity, reinforced the show's authenticity and expanded its positive cultural impact. Modern series can emulate this by embedding mission-driven campaigns that resonate with both narrative and audience values, deepening fan loyalty while driving meaningful change. Finally, The Big Bang Theory exemplifies the virtue of long-term vision tempered by willingness to evolve. The original creators plotted story arcs in advance, yet remained open to unplanned developments. Sheldon and Amy's unlikely pairing, Penny's career detours, or Howard's marriage into medical humor. They listened to audience feedback, adapted characters, and pivoted series spin-offs accordingly. This combination of planning and responsiveness fostered fresh surprises without losing sight of the core premise. Content creators aiming for lasting impact must marry careful roadmap planning with agile adjustments, ensuring stories resonate in the moment while threading a coherent narrative across years. As a living case study, TBBT's journey offers a comprehensive guide to franchise longevity. Define a strong brand identity, serve both core fans and broader audiences, cultivate multi-platform ecosystems, invite genuine participation, balance nostalgia with innovation, leverage authentic talent involvement, embrace technological shifts, engage in purposeful advocacy, and maintain both vision and flexibility. By weaving these lessons into future projects, creators can aspire to craft enduring worlds that captivate, inspire, and evolve hand in hand with their audiences, just as The Big Bang Theory has done, from its debut in Pasadena to its enduring legacy across the globe.